Hello, this is Yang Fang from Tsinghua University. This session is vocabulary. Number 1. Intelligence. It is the ability to learn, understand, and make judgments, or have opinions that are based on reason. For example, an intelligence test, a child of high, average, or low intelligence. It is the intelligence of her writing that impresses me. Another meaning of intelligence is secret information about the governments of other countries, especially enemy countries, or group people who collect and deal with this information. For example, the Central Intelligence Agency, military intelligence. Intelligent, it means showing intelligence or able to learn and understand things easily. For example, we can say a highly intelligent young man, an intelligent remark. Helen had a few intelligent things to say on this subject. Second, dilemma. It is a situation in which a difficult choice has to be made between the different things you could do. For example, a moral dilemma, an ethical dilemma. The president is clearly in a dilemma about how to tackle the crisis. She faces the dilemma of disobeying her father or losing the man she loves. The third word, cognitive, means connected with thinking or conscious mental process. Some of her cognitive functions have been impaired. We can also say cognitive behavior or cognitive development. In psychology, we can say cognitive therapy or cognitive psychology. Another word is cognition. This is a formal and specialized noun. It means when you think or use a conscious mental process. For example, a book on human learning, memory, and cognition. Number 4, fundamental. It means forming the base from which everything else develops. It means more important than anything else. For example, we need to make fundamental changes to the way in which we treat our environment. It is one of the fundamental differences between men and women. The school is based on the fundamental principle that each child should develop its full potential. Diversity is of fundamental importance to all ecosystems and all economies. Some understanding of grammar is fundamental to learning a language. Number 5, device. It means to invent a plan, system, object, etc., usually cleverly or using imagination. For example, he is good at devising language games that you can play with students in class. The umbrella was ingeniously devised to fold up into your pocket. The scheme is devised for young people in the 15 to 28 band. The company has also devised a computer program that enables people to design their own homes. Number 6, contradiction. When something is the complete opposite of something else, or very different from something else, so that one of them must be wrong. For example, you say that you are good friends, and yet you don't trust him. Isn't that a bit of a contradiction? A contradiction in terms. Another word is contradictory. If two or more facts, pieces of advice, etc., are contradictory, they are very different from each other. For example, I keep getting contradictory advice. Some people tell me to keep the warm, and some tell me to put ice on it. Number 7, complexity. When something has many parts and may be difficult to understand or find an answer to. For example, a problem of great complexity. Another word is complex, involving a lot of different but related parts. Another meaning of this word is difficult to understand or find an answer to, because we're having many different parts. For example, a complex procedure. The company has a complex organizational structure. It's a very complex issue to which there is no straightforward answer. Number 8, emphasize. It means to show or state that something is very important or worth giving attention to. For example, I'd like to emphasize how important it is for people to learn a foreign language. He emphasized that all people taking part in the research were volunteers. The noun of this word is emphasis, the particular importance or attention that you give to something. Another meaning of this word is the extra force that you give to a word or part of a word when you are saying it. For example, I think we should put as much emphasis on preventing disease as we do on curing it. The emphasis is on the final syllable. Number 9, distinction. A difference between two similar things. For example, there is a clear distinction between the dialects spoken in the two regions. This company makes no distinction between the sexes. Number 10, blur. When blur used as a verb, it means to make something or someone become difficult to see clearly, or to make the difference between two things less clear, or to make it difficult to see the exact truth about something. For example, as she drifted into sleep, the doctor's face began to blur and fade. This film blurs the distinction between reality and fantasy. When blur used as noun, it means something that you cannot see clearly, something that you cannot remember or understand clearly. For example, if I don't wear glasses, everything is just a blur. It all happened so long ago that it's just a blur to me now. The last few days seems to gone by in a blur. Number 11, correspond. It means to match or be similar or equal. For example, the money I have saved corresponds roughly to the amount I need for my course. Number 12, correlate. If two or more facts, numbers, etc. correlate or are correlated, there's a relationship between them. For example, stress levels and heart disease are strongly correlated. In this sentence, correlated means connected. The noun of this word is correlation. It is a connection between two or more things, often one in which one of them causes or influences the other. For example, a connection or relationship between two or more facts, numbers, etc. For example, there is a correlation between smoking and cancer. Number 13. Collaborator. A person who works together with others for a special purpose. For example, a new production by Andrew Davis and collaborators. Collaborate. To work with someone else for a special purpose. Collaboration. When two or more people work together to create or achieve the same thing. For example, two writers collaborated on a script for the film. The two playwrights worked in close correlation with each other on the script. Number 14. Conduct. To organize and perform a particular activity. For example, we are conducting a survey to find out what our customers think of the local bus service. Number 15. Valid. Based on truth or reason. Another meaning is able to be accepted. For example, we may say a valid argument or a valid criticism. My way of thinking might be different from yours, but it's equally valid. The opposite is invalid. For example, an invalid document, ticket, laws, etc. is not legally or officially acceptable. Number 16. Progression. When something or someone changes to the next stage of development. For example, drugs can slow down the progression of the disease. Another word is progress. It means movement to an improved or more developed state, or to a forward position. For example, technical progress has been so rapid over the last few years. I'm not making much progress with my Spanish. Number 17. Bias. Often supporting or opposing a particular person or thing in an unfair way by allowing personal opinions to influence your judgment. For example, the senator has accused the media of bias. Reporters must be impartial and not show political bias. There was clear evidence of a strong bias against her. Number 18. Ubiquitous. Seeming to be everywhere. For example, the radio, that most ubiquitous of consumer electronic appliance, is about to enter a new age. 19. Encompass. This verb is a formal expression. It means to include, especially different types of things. For example, the festival is to encompass everything from music, theater, and ballet to literature, cinema, and the visual arts. Number 20. Imbalance. When two things which should be equal or are normally equal are not. For example, there is huge economic imbalance between the two countries. Number 21, neutrality. A neutral position, especially in a war. For example, the Queen has maintained political neutrality throughout her reign. Neutral, not saying or doing anything that would encourage or help any of the groups involved in an argument or war. For example, why do you always try to be neutral in these matters? He claims to be neutral, but he clearly has his own agenda. The peace conference would have to be held in a neutral country. Number 22, attainable. This is a formal expression. It means possible to achieve. For example, we must ensure that we do not set ourselves goals that are not attainable. The opposite is unattainable. Another meaning is not able to be achieved, an unattainable ideal. Many economists think that full employment is an unattainable goal.